The important thing that we're constantly talking about is how the climbers that come to our gyms aren't all looking for the same thing. We want to have terrain that reflects that and gives opportunity for a variety of interests and stylistic preferences.
Climbing gyms are really kind of bringing outdoor activities to areas where maybe there's not outdoor activities. And I think that opens up a lot of potential to reach communities that are underserved or maybe don't have access to the outdoors and expose them to kind of some extreme outdoor sports that they would otherwise not get exposed to. I think climbing gyms are a cool spot for that. First thing we do is we have to find a location and get a lease, but finding a building that suits can a lot of times be the biggest hurdle.
Even when we are able to go into a building that is super ready to accommodate a climbing gym, none of them are super ready to accommodate a climbing gym, and there's just a lot of work that needs to go into bringing these things to life.
A lot of times people aren't really thinking about clear height, so even if it's really tall, if there's columns every 10 feet, that space is not really gonna work for us. That very much kind of dictates where we end up going. So we work with brokers, we try to find us buildings that would suit our needs for a climbing gym.
We're in California, earthquake country, so you go to any other place in the country, it's not as hard. And most of these buildings like this one, we raise the roof, all kinds of earthquake retrofits we have to do. Each city has its own set of rules, and there's always politics involved. As popular as climbing might seem, it's still on a big scale, not as big as the climbing community might think. So you present this to a building department, and they scratch their heads. They're like, oh, what is this? Touchstone having its own internal construction crew makes the efficiency and the communication way more streamlined. We have a lot more creativity, flexibility, long-term relationships. So we have this team and we just roll it over and keep going. The climbing wall construction method has evolved over the decades, and it's super advanced.
When we first started to design climbing gyms way back in like 1995 with Mission Cliffs and Berkeley Ironworks in 2000, those were very much modeled after like outdoor crags and kind of the climbing you've seen outdoor.
I mean, I think there were even climbing gyms before I got involved in the late 90s. We just freeformed it. You'd show up with steel and just make it up, like weld things together and put plywood on it. And that's how it was done for a long time.
In the last 15 years or so, the trend in indoor rock climbing has really been away from that.
Now they use AutoCAD and SketchUp. They're doing 3D models of the climbing walls.
When we're designing a gym, the first thing we really kind of establish, even before we sign a lease, is this a bouldering gym? Is this a rope gym? And that has a huge impact on everything else. As far as the climbing wall design, we kind of figure out where it fits in our ecosystem. Here in Torrance, this gym, it's our 6th gym in Southern California, and it's gonna be our biggest rope gym down here. We see this gym a little different than like the Cliffs, where it's probably gonna be a little bit more families, a little bit more younger kids, which will probably have a bigger competitive program, and so we design features that fits that demographic. The walls are produced in Bulgaria, and then they're shipped over on container ships. And then Waltopia sends a crew over. They'll install the climbing walls. We'll then work with Flash, who does both ropes and bouldering flooring. And while all of that is happening, Touchstone has their own construction crew, and they're busy clearing out the building, demoing it. They'll build the bathrooms, they'll build the front desk area, they'll build the fitness and program rooms. We'll then call for final permits, and then in theory, we're opening the doors.
We've never opened a completely finished gym for a lot of reasons. We just want to get people in here climbing as soon as possible. The other is that we want to be able to be nimble and adapt to our communities. Until we open our doors, we don't really know if we're going to be a hub for a paraclimbing community or a boys and girls club, and we want to be open to all those possibilities. We're always trying to really strike a balance between what the current climbing community wants and needs, and also creating a space that is inviting and welcoming to newcomers, and is a space where they're able to create these really powerful community connections. The needs of the climbing community have changed a lot in the past 30 years, even in the past 5 or 10. 25 years ago, people started wanting fitness equipment in their climbing gyms. 10 years ago, it was a space where they could work remotely. Now we're seeing this reemergence of the third space, which is where people can come to hang out, create community. And while we're not necessarily chasing those trends, we do want to respond to them.
Touchstone's one of the first gyms to kind of really combine the fitness element with indoor rock climbing. Before Berkeley Ironworks, climbing gyms were really just climbing gyms. Maybe there would be a treadmill there, but there was definitely not yoga. There wasn't a full weight room. It wasn't a full cardio room. And so it became your full service kind of fitness facility. And that really has been a model that we've stuck with since.
I think we did a pretty good job of striking a balance. It's going to offer a little bit of everything for everyone. It'll just be a fun environment to be in.
All of these things working together, the wall design, the construction, the architecture, the planning, the location, they all come together to serve the community.